We all know the pressure to chase more money. But what if that chase for more is actually costing us our happiness? This question is at the heart of Morgan Housel's chapter Never Enough in the Psychology of Money. It focuses on the critical, yet difficult, financial skill of knowing when to stop and defining what enough means for you. The chapter argues that the constant pursuit of more, driven largely by social comparison and rising expectations, is a battle that can never be won and can ultimately lead to financial and personal ruin. Here are the core takeaways from Housel's chapter. The moving goalposts. The hardest financial skill is preventing your goalposts from constantly moving. If your expectations rise in line with your success or income, you'll never feel satisfied. The simple equation for happiness is essentially results minus expectations. The danger of social comparison. Modern capitalism is adept at generating both wealth and envy. The ceiling of social comparison, the people you compare yourself to, is so high that virtually no one can reach it. The only way to win this battle is to stop fighting it by defining your own enough, rather than comparing yourself to others. Defining enough. Having enough isn't about being too conservative or leaving opportunities on the table. It's the essential realization that an insatiable appetite for more will eventually push you to the point of regret. Protecting the invaluable. Housel emphasizes that there are many things that are never worth risking, no matter the potential gain. These invaluable things include reputation, freedom, family and friends, and happiness. The core message of this chapter is to be content with a level of wealth that gives you freedom and stability, allowing you to avoid the pursuit of more that often leads to reckless risks and a life of constant anxiety. This concept hit me hard because of a specific problem I was facing. I know the exact amount of passive income I need to be financially free. The problem is that the estimated timeline to get there felt too long. And in a bid to shorten it, I started pushing myself to the edge with every paycheck. I'm saving aggressively, investing every spare dollar, and postponing decisions that will immediately improve my quality of life and broaden my life experiences, all for the sake of reaching financial freedom sooner. Essentially, I'm doing so much for my future self that I'm sacrificing my present self. Defining my enough in this context means recognizing the point where every dollar saved starts seriously detracting from the quality of my life today. It means accepting that I need to be okay with extending my timeline a little, maybe reaching my goal in my late 30s or early 40s so that my present self can use some of that money for present well-being and life experiences. This reframed definition protects my overall quality of life by ensuring I can live fully in the present while still taking care of my future self. Ultimately, I want to look back on my financial freedom journey with no regrets. This concept of enough also prompted me to think about how it applies in other domains of life that similarly subject to the human temptation of more is better or social comparison. Let's talk about enough commitments, enough success, and enough stuff. Enough commitments. This is about overcommitting and spreading yourself too thin. The problem is trying to say yes to every career opportunity, social event, or volunteer task that creates time famine and burnout. The pursuit of maximal productivity often leads to minimal joy, especially if those commitments are not aligned with what you ultimately want. Every time I've spread myself too thin, I've ended up needing significant downtime to recover physically, mentally, and emotionally. Defining enough means setting boundaries on your calendar and energy. It's the point where taking one more obligation starts detracting from the quality of your existing commitments, your relationships, or your well-being. Since defining my personal mission and values, it's become much easier to know what to say yes to and what to say no to. Knowing you're enough allows you to confidently say no without guilt, protecting your time and energy for what truly matters. Enough success. This applies to the relentless pursuit of titles, promotions, and recognition. In the corporate world, success is often framed only in terms of the next title, or the next salary bracket. The hedonic treadmill applies here. It's the tendency to quickly return to a baseline level of happiness despite major positive events. Once you achieve a certain position, you immediately start targeting the next one, often sacrificing your life outside of work in the process. As a corporate worker, I experienced and participated in this myself, even as I chased financial freedom specifically so I could quit climbing this corporate ladder. Defining enough is recognizing the point where the external metrics afforded by the next promotion or pay grade does not offer enough additional happiness or freedom to justify the additional stress or time commitment. For me, I've recently come to define it as having a manageable workload, a good team, meaningful contribution, and work-life balance. I am fortunate that my current job gives me these aspects and leaves me with enough time and energy to pursue other goals outside of it. Knowing you're enough protects your long-term well-being and gives you the courage to define success on your own terms and be happy with it. Enough stuff. This is closely related to money but focuses on material goods. The problem is that consumerism constantly pushes the idea that your life is incomplete until you buy the latest gadget or get a bigger house. Every possession comes with a hidden cost. Time to organize, clean, and maintain, mental bandwidth because clutter is visually distracting, and financial opportunity cost because money spent is money not invested. The minimalist definition of enough stuff is simple. It involves two questions. Does this item serve a necessary functional purpose? Does this item genuinely add joy, beauty, or meaning to your life? Anything that does not meet one of these two criteria is surplus and drains your resources. Knowing you're enough enables you to be intentional with your possessions and upgrades. It frees up your mental space, your time, and your money for better uses. Your stuff is meant to serve you rather than control you, and there is freedom in owning less. Defining our points of enough across the various domains of our lives, money, commitments, career, and possessions, is the greatest path to finding freedom, balance, and contentment. It stops the endless chase for more and allows us to finally take back control, protecting the things that are truly invaluable. If you had to pick just one area, your finances, your time, or your possessions, where do you need to define enough the most right now? Let me know in the comments below.